Hey there, and welcome back to the deep dive. We're really diving deep into business in the real world with this series. And today we're tackling something that might sound a little dry, but is absolutely crucial for anyone who dreams of starting or growing a business. We're talking about business plans. Now, before you hit that skip button, trust me, we're going to unpack this in a way that's not just informative, but actually interesting. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out deep dive number 4 on aims and objectives. It's a great foundation for what we're going to explore today.
It's funny. A lot of people think of business plans as these rigid, boring documents, kind of like a homework assignment you have to do to please the teacher. But the truth is, a good business plan is anything but static. It's more like a living, breathing roadmap that guides you and helps you adapt as your business evolves.
I love that analogy. It's not just a document gathering dust on a shelf. It's a tool that can help you make smart decisions, secure funding, and ultimately achieve your entrepreneurial dreams. So let's break down what a business plan really is and why it's so important.
At its core, a business plan is a comprehensive document that outlines every key aspect of your business. It's where you articulate your vision, your mission, your target market, your competitive landscape, your financial projections. It's really about painting a clear picture of where you're going and how you're going to get there.
It's about answering the big questions. What problem are you solving? Who are you solving it for? And how are you going to make money doing it? Because at the end of the day, that's what investors want to know, right? They want to see that you've thought things through and have a plan for success.
Absolutely. Think of it from an investor's perspective. They're constantly bombarded with pitches and ideas. A well-crafted business plan helps you cut through the noise and demonstrate that you're serious, you've done your homework, and you're worth betting on.
Okay, so we've established that a business plan is essential, but where do you even begin? What are the key components that every business plan should include?
Well, there are 7 core components that I always recommend focusing on. Let's use a fictional cafe called BrewBliss as our example. They're a great case study because their business plan was instrumental in getting their venture off the ground. The first component is all about you, the entrepreneur, and your personal details. You might be thinking, why would investors care about my personal life? But it's really about establishing credibility and trust. BrewBliss, for example, highlighted the founder's extensive experience in the coffee industry, assuring investors that they knew what they were doing.
So it's not just about listing your qualifications. It's about showcasing your passion and commitment to the business.
Exactly. It's about demonstrating that you have the drive and the expertise to turn your vision into reality.
Okay, so after you've introduced yourself, what's next?
Next up is your mission statement. This is more than just a catchy tagline. It's a concise and powerful statement that defines the very purpose of your business. Think of it as your guiding star. BrewBliss's mission statement was to offer the most sustainable and high-quality coffee experience in the community. Notice how it instantly tells you what they stand for and what they're all about.
It's short, memorable, and it speaks directly to their target audience. It tells me that they care about sustainability, quality, and community. And just from that statement, I can already picture their brand and their values.
Exactly. A well-crafted mission statement helps to crystallize your brand identity and differentiate you from the competition. Now, once you've established your mission, it's time to get specific with your business objectives. This is where deep dive number 4 comes in handy. Remember those SMART objectives?
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Like, you got it. And BrewBliss used those principles to define their goals. One of their key objectives was to serve 500 customers per week within their first 6 months.
That's ambitious, but specific and measurable. It gives them a target to aim for and a way to track their progress.
And it also shows investors that you're thinking strategically about growth and have a clear plan for achieving your goals. Now, this next component is where things start to get really exciting: the description of your product or service.
Ah, the heart of the matter. This is where you showcase your unique selling proposition. What makes your offering special? What problem are you solving that no one else is?
Right. For BrewBliss, it was all about their commitment to sustainability. They used biodegradable packaging, sourced their coffee beans from local fair trade farms, and even implemented energy-efficient practices in their cafe. This focus on sustainability not only appealed to their target market, but also helped them stand out in a crowded market.
It's not just about having a great product. It's about having a story to tell. And in today's world, consumers are increasingly drawn to brands that align with their values. So sustainability is a smart move for BrewBliss.
Absolutely. And that brings us to component number 5, staffing requirements. This is where you start thinking about the people who will bring your vision to life. What skills and expertise do you need to make your business a success?
It's about building a team, that shares your passion and is committed to achieving your goals.
Right. For BrewBliss, they knew they needed skilled baristas who could not only craft amazing latte art, but also provide exceptional customer service. They recognized that their staff would be the face of their brand, and they wanted to create a positive and welcoming experience for every customer who walked through their doors.
Because happy customers are repeat customers, and word of mouth is the best marketing you can get.
Precisely. Now, once you've assembled your dream team, it's time to get into the nitty-gritty of how things will actually get done. This is where component number 6 comes in, manufacturing or service provision.
So this is all about the logistics. How will you produce your product? Or if you're a service-based business, how will you deliver that service? What equipment do you need? What processes will you put in place?
Exactly. This is where you map out the operational side of your business. BrewBliss, for example, outlined their plans to invest in high-quality, energy-efficient espresso machines. They also explained how they would source their ingredients, manage their inventory, and ensure a smooth and efficient workflow.
It's about demonstrating to investors that you've thought through every step of the process, from sourcing your raw materials to delivering the final product or service.
And finally, we arrive at the component that many entrepreneurs find the most daunting, financial information.
Ah, yes, the numbers game. This is where we have to be brutally honest with ourselves and with potential investors.
This section is all about demonstrating the financial viability of your business. You'll need to outline your startup costs, your projected revenue, your profit margins, and how long it will take to reach profitability.
This is where a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck. It could be intimidating to crunch those numbers, especially if you're not a financial whiz. But it's crucial to have a solid understanding of your financials because it not only helps you attract investors, but it also guides your own decision-making as you grow your business.
You hit the nail on the head. It's about having a clear picture of your financial health and making informed choices based on data, not just gut feelings. Now, BrewBliss estimated their startup costs would be around £50,000. This included things like equipment purchases, leasehold improvements, initial inventory, and of course, marketing and legal fees.
That's a hefty sum. How did they plan to secure that kind of funding?
They decided to approach a local bank for a small business loan, and this is where their meticulously crafted business plan really paid off. They presented their financial projections, which showed a projected monthly revenue of £12,000 and a plan to break even within 10 months.
That's impressive. So their business plan wasn't just a document, it was a key tool in securing the funding they needed to get their business off the ground.
Exactly. It gave the bank the confidence to invest in their vision. And this is a perfect example of how a business plan can be a powerful tool for attracting not just traditional investors, but also lenders and other potential partners.
It's about showcasing your credibility, your planning, and your potential for success. Now we've covered the 7 essential components of a business plan, but let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. What are the real advantages of creating a business plan, even if you're not seeking external funding?
Well, one of the greatest benefits is that it forces you to think deeply about your business. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new idea, but a business plan requires you to analyze your market, identify your target audience, and really understand what makes your product or service unique.
It's like conducting a thorough research project on your own business. You're forced to ask tough questions, identify potential challenges, and come up with solutions before you even launch.
That's right. It's about mitigating risk and increasing your chances of success. Another key advantage is that it helps you set clear goals and objectives. Remember those SMART objectives we talked about earlier? By defining those up front, you're creating a roadmap that will guide you towards your desired destination.
It's like setting those GPS coordinates. You know where you're going and you have a plan to get there. But of course, even the best GPS systems can't always predict traffic jams or road closures. And the same is true for business plans. No matter how carefully you plan, there will always be unexpected challenges and obstacles along the way.
And that brings us to one of the most important aspects of business planning, adaptability. The business world is constantly changing, and your plan needs to be flexible enough to evolve with it.
So it's not about creating a rigid, set-in-stone document. It's about having a framework that provides guidance, but also allows for adjustments as circumstances change.
Exactly. Think of it as a living document that you revisit and revise regularly. And here's where I think it's crucial to acknowledge the potential downsides of relying too heavily on a business plan.
Oh, interesting. Are there times when a business plan can actually be a hindrance rather than a help?
Absolutely. One of the biggest pitfalls is getting so attached to your initial plan that you become resistant to change even when the market is telling you to pivot. Another potential drawback is spending too much time planning and not enough time executing.
So it's about striking that balance between planning and action. You don't want to get stuck in analysis paralysis, but you also don't want to rush into things without a clear roadmap.
Exactly. And I think it's also important to be realistic about financial projections. It's tempting to overestimate revenue and underestimate costs, especially when you're excited about a new venture. But it's crucial to be conservative and honest with yourself about the numbers.
Because those financial projections aren't just for investors, they're for you. They help you make informed decisions about pricing, expenses, and growth strategy. Now, I want to bring this back to our fictional cafe BrewBliss. Didn't they have to adapt their business plan significantly during the pandemic?
They did indeed. Their initial plan projected that 80% of their sales would come from takeaway coffee. They had envisioned a bustling cafe with people grabbing a latte on their way to work. But when the pandemic hit and lockdowns were enforced, their entire business model was turned upside down.
Suddenly, no one was commuting to work, and cafes were forced to close their doors to indoor dining. It must have been a really challenging time for them.
It was, but they demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability. They quickly pivoted to focus on delivery and outdoor seating, capitalizing on the new normal. They also expanded their menu to include pastries and snacks catering to people working from home.
So they essentially reinvented their business overnight. And that's a testament to the power of having a strong business plan, but also being willing to adapt when circumstances demand it.
Absolutely. And that's a key takeaway for our listeners. A well-crafted business plan can be a powerful tool for success, but it's not a magic bullet. You need to be prepared to adjust, pivot, and even completely overhaul your plans as you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the business world.
It's about being flexible, resilient, and always willing to learn and adapt. So as we wrap up this deep dive into business plans, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
First and foremost, a business plan is an essential tool for any entrepreneur, whether you're seeking funding or simply looking to clarify your vision and create a roadmap for success. It forces you to think critically about your business, identify your target market, and develop a solid financial plan. But it's also crucial to remember that a business plan is not a static document. It's a living, breathing guide that should evolve with your business. Be prepared to adapt, be realistic about your projections, and don't be afraid to seek advice from mentors and experts along the way. There are countless resources available to support entrepreneurs, from mentorship programs to online tools and templates.
And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into business plans. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and practical tips to help you embark on your entrepreneurial journey with confidence.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And a huge thank you to Google Notebook LM for the powerful audio dialogue and AI assistance that makes the deep dive possible. This episode was a PLC strategy production dedicated to bringing you the most relevant and engaging content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep. It's all about embracing that entrepreneurial journey with all its twists and turns. And now for our listeners who are ready to put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and start crafting their own business plans, I have one final thought-provoking question for you. What's the one thing, the secret sauce, that you would highlight in your business plan to really make it stand out? What makes your idea unique? What problem are you solving that no one else has aligned?
That's a good one. That's the question that keeps investors up at night. They're looking for that spark, that innovative solution, that compelling story that makes them want to be a part of your journey.
So spend some time really thinking about what makes your business special. And don't be afraid to let your passion shine through. Because at the end of the day, a great business plan is more than just numbers and projections. It's a reflection of your vision, your commitment, and your belief in your idea.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think it's important to remember, even though it might seem daunting at first, writing a business plan is an empowering process. It's about taking control of your destiny and charting a course for success. So embrace the challenge, do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for help along the way. There are countless resources available to support entrepreneurs, from mentorship programs to online tools and templates.
Right. It's like you're not alone on this journey.
Yeah.
There's a whole community of people who've been there and done that, and they're eager to share their knowledge and experience. So tap into those resources and make the most of them. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into business plans. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and practical tips to help you embark on your entrepreneurial journey with confidence.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And a huge thank you to Google Notebook LM for the powerful audio dialogue and AI assistance that makes the deep dive possible. This episode was a PLC strategy production dedicated to bringing you the most relevant and engaging content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.